Hi. The world's falling apart out there. A bit falling apart a bit out there. So I thought that I would have the fun of sharing something very cool with you tonight. I got a new rake today from Bunnings. This is exciting because I've got about 80 burn-offs to do, and it's a really I don't know what I've done with my last middle rake. It's out there somewhere. So this is a nice big one, and woohoo! Such are the little things that become the big things at the moment. Now, this arrived in the mail. And I started to open it before I looked at the back. Savannah Blaize. And I thought, I'm going to share it with you as I open it up. So, let us have a look. This is, let's do the reveal this way. This is book 2, written by Savannah. Oops, I've got my hand there. Look at that gorgeous cover. Woohoo! Devil in the Details. That's the way. Devil in the Details by Savannah Blaize. If you like Lucifer, the TV show, the odds are pretty high that you're going to like Savannah's Devil series. I read her first one, and it was rather exciting. First reading something from a dear friend, so beautifully bound, and isn't that gorgeous? This, and the publisher is not instantly. Oh, it's a nice little message in there for me. I won't share that with you. That's just between her and me. Cover design by Jay Ahia. Beautiful work, Jay. I don't know who the publisher is. Should be easy to find, shouldn't it? Printed in Australia. Some blank pages there for me to look at. Also by Savannah Blaize. Look at this. This is an Australian author, Melbourne author. She's a busy girl. Look at that. Look at that. Marvellous. Gosh. Copyright. Savannah Blaize. So I assume that Savannah is self-publishing. I don't know. Stunning. Okay, so let's read the back together. So Savannah's books are very sexy, so we're just going to read until I get too embarrassed to read any further, okay? Here's the back blurb. There's a proper name for that, isn't it? Hi, doggy. Tall, dark and handsome, Dr. Dominic Erickson. So this is the son of Luke, who we left at the beginning of the first one. So I thought the first one was like my husband's, it was the second one. Is intelligent, wealthy, and a truly gifted heart surgeon. Dog, shush. Well, I might have to put the dog away and come back to you. What are you doing out? Shush. Shh. He mends other people's hearts, but what of his own? Other than his patients, he spent his life avoiding the touch of humans whenever possible. That is until Nurse Sophie O'Connor enters his life. He senses she has hidden talents, healing abilities she isn't even aware of, and he wants to get to know her better. Dedicated Nurse Sophie O'Connor is the epitome of an Irish colleen with her flaming red hair, blue eyes and fair complexion. Savannah has a beautiful Scottish accent. She dreams of meeting a knight in shining armour, like in the romance novels she loves to read, who will sweep her off her feet, appreciate her and treat her well. When she literally bumps into the handsome Dr. Erickson at the hospital, her life changes in ways she's never imagined. When Luke Nightingale, Dominic's charismatic godfather, meets Sophie, he's certain there's something strangely familiar about her. As Luke Nightingale is also the devil, Lord of Darkness, it doesn't take him long to work out that magic plays a big part in Sophie's ancestry. Can Sophie and Dominic find their happy ever after with so many secrets in both their families? Devil in the Details is the sequel to Deal with the Devil and the second book of Heart of the Devil series. Well, yes. We know here from book 1 that Dr. Dominic Erickson is actually the son of the devil. That is a very pretty cover, and I'm going to come back and look at that some more. Lots of fabulous detail in that. I'm just going to show that a bit more to you. Isn't that wonderful? All right. Thought I'd just read you a page or two. There's a lovely acknowledgements page there. We'll skip over that, but that looks lovely. The Sparkle Sisterhood. Oh, how gorgeous. Ladies of the Sparkle Sisterhood, remember, amethysts look their best when worn naked. Devil in the Details. Prologue. Dominic, born 6th of March, 1992. The wonder of the human body is not lost on me. Holding a man's beating heart in your hand, knowing you have the ability to prolong or enhance his life, is something I do not take for granted. Some may say I'm privileged to be a heart surgeon at the tender age of 25 and to have my own private patients. Can you get there by then? I think so. But I know that, besides being born gifted, it has taken a lot of hard work and determination to get to this point. You see, I was born with a truly remarkable and unique ability to be able to detect if someone needed medical attention purely by laying my hands on them. I've spent my life being intimately aware of the health and well-being of the people around me. I've also spent my life keeping this ability a secret to all but my family. There's no pictures, so I'll just read it like this. Of course, some may say that my gift was heaven-sent, but I know that the devil had more to do with it than anyone else. My name is Dominic Erickson, and my godfather happens to be Luke Nightingale. It's more than his godfather. The devil himself. The way my mother Harper tells the story, she didn't have a choice in accepting the deal she made in Hawaii back in 1990 to divorce her husband and change her life. As a consequence, she was required to provide the devil with her firstborn son to train as his successor in hell. She hadn't been convinced Luke was sane at the time, and she had no intention of having children, but she shook her hand on the deal. She was indeed able to divorce her first husband, Dean. She married Richard, my father, and when I came along 9 months or so later, Luke decided that he would allow my mother and father to raise me to adulthood before he called in his marker. The untimely death of my father in a boating accident meant that my mother was left to that task. My godfather stepped in to lend a hand, and I've been living in the devil's shadow ever since, learning all I can to be a better heart surgeon, while enjoying the benefits of being the devil's protege. Let's do a bit more, because we can. We'll see if we can get... I'm just know that there will be something sexy within the first minutes. All right, chapter 1, Dominic, and there's a little picture of a stethoscope with a love heart. 5th of March, 2017. The operating room at Cedar Sinai Medical Center hummed like a well-oiled machine. The operating staff were used to my work procedures and idiosyncrasies. The subdued lighting, the classical music playing softly in the background, the soothing hum of the medical equipment provided a calm ambience for the hours spent on our feet, and ultimately had an effect on the outcome and success of an operation. Yeah. I'm aware of my loud breathing, I'm sorry. I'm working on that. The scrub nurses in attendance today were very familiar with my meticulous process and anticipated my needs. My appreciation for their skill in reading my body or lamp knew no bounds. My patient, Dan Adams, had come through the difficult operation well. After a few nerve-wracking hours on the operating table and with mechanical assistance, his vital signs, blood pressure, and heart rhythm were now pleasing. I concluded the procedure and left Dan and the OR in the nurse's capable hands. As I approached the family waiting patiently for news, his wife Patricia shot up out of her chair. "How's Dan? Is he—" Patricia faltered, not wanting to hear any bad news. "Dan's fine. He came through the operation with flying colours. When can I see him?" The nurse will come and collect you in a little while. You'll have time to go and eat, get something to eat. I know you've been here all day and you've probably had enough coffee. You can relax now. Thank you so much. I was very worried. I'll call the children and let them know. Tears trickled down Patricia's face. She brushed them off quickly with the back of her hand. Or is it too soon to tell the children? Let them know. I'm sure he'll be fine now we've repaired his heart. When he goes home, it's imperative he stays on the diet I prescribed and he gets back into some gentle exercise in a few weeks. Walking is good, okay? Yes, I'll make sure he stays away from high-calorie junk foods. Take care. I must get back to the OR. I turned to leave. Thank you again. Patricia swiped at her tears once more. 2 family members joined her, and the older of the 2 gentlemen took her arm. They walked off down the corridor, presumably to call the children. The satisfaction in helping to give patients a longer life never gets old. So, in the previous book, in Savannah's book, it was really clear to me that Savannah writes in a really filmic manner. With just a few tweaks, it becomes a film script. So yes, please feel free to imagine another version of Lucifer as you listen to it. I poured a glass of red wine and sat back in my favourite chair to listen to an aria on my state-of-the-art sound system and to watch the sun going down. My newly acquired open-plan apartment was sparsely furnished, but I'd been taking my time getting used to it before filling the space. It was one of 4 apartments on the top floor of a building not far from the hospital. The best thing about it, and the aspect which sold it to me, was the natural light pouring in through the floor-to-ceiling double-glazed windows in the main rooms and the master bedroom. The hardwood floors and spacious kitchen with the long marble counter came in at a close second. I don't mind living so close to the hospital as I can be on site at the drop of a hat. If I want to change the pace or company, I can visit the family home and my mother in the Hollywood Hills. If I'm lucky, I might even see Lucia, my younger sister, if she isn't out dancing or dashing around the countryside with friends. My mother tears her hair out, but trying to control Lucia is like trying to control a tornado. I worry about my mother since I moved out, although I know she isn't alone, unless she wants to be. Cameron and Amy Crawford, a married couple who've been with the family for many years, attend to the house and look after the grounds and any maintenance required on the estate. Amy's a fabulous cook and is primarily responsible for the household chores. My mother spends her time writing movie scripts, painting abstract artworks, and is a member on the board of the company she owns. She's written and directed some well-received short films over the years, of which I'm very proud, and Luke, my godfather and also the devil, pops in now and again to check up on everyone. My mother is at her best when Luke drops by for a visit. A low voice behind me startled me out of my reverie. Speak of the devil. I turned away from the view towards the kitchen counter. Luke was pouring himself a glass of red wine. He was dressed in his signature style. He pops in and pops out. When you think of him, he tends to be there. He was dressed in his signature style, black pants and shirt, all beautifully presented, not a crease in sight, with his top button undone and his black tie hanging loosely from his collar, the shoes polished to a high shine. His black suit jacket was draped over a bar stool. He appeared tired, worn down, as if he'd had a tough day at the office. You did very well today. Luke lifted the glass to toast, then took a sip. Well, thank you. It was a particularly difficult operation. I took a sip of my wine. I watched from the observation platform for quite a while. You're impressive when you're focused. I learned that from you. Compliment accepted, thank you. Have you seen Mum today? No, I came straight to you. Is there a reason I should visit tonight? I presumed you would, since you're here. Actually, I came to give you an early birthday gift. Really? I looked around for something tangible. Yes, you won't see it. It's an enhancement to add to your talents. I'm intrigued. We both know about your insight into the human body. I'd like to give you an insight to more aspects of the humans you operate on. I'd like to give you the ability to gauge their worth, their morality, their selfishness, their depravity. Won't that interfere with the treatment I give them? Possibly. You see where you're going with this. You've always been able to see things clearly, Dominic. Your motives are not as altruistic as they seem. You have an ulterior motive, don't you? I do. I'm searching for souls, and you can help me with this. You want me to see if they're worth your time and effort? You want me to make deals for you? Well, I don't want you to be the one mate to make the deal. I'm perfectly capable of doing that. I want you to steer me in their direction. And if I decide that these candidates are perfect for you and corruptible, does that mean all my efforts in keeping them alive will be for nothing? Let me ask you a question. If you were going to save a man's life on the operating table and you knew he was going to rob a bank as soon as he was out of the hospital, and in doing so he was going to kill many bystanders, would you still save him? You're going to make me judge and jury. No, I'm going to give you the ability to help the human race. If your patient on the table is more in my league, then he isn't worth saving, and you should just send him on his way to me. He'll come to me sooner or later anyway. I don't know that I want this extra talent. It seems more like a burden than an asset. Tell you what, I'll give you a chance to see if you like it. If you don't find it useful, I'll remove it. Deal? You're making deals with me now? Sorry, wrong choice of words. What do you say? Okay, you've given me something to think about. Excellent. Luke beamed at me and held out his hand to shake mine. Deal, I grinned back at him. When will this take effect? It's already been done. Happy birthday, Dominic. As Luke disappeared into thin air, I heard a faint chuckle. Theatrical exits were his specialty. Oh. That's where I leave you tonight. I'm going to go on with that. How exciting. I'll get to read a sexy bit. He's a very sexy writer. It's gorgeous. I read the first few pages once of the grey thing, 50 Shades of Grey, and I just thought it was appalling writing, and I just could not bear it. But I really like Savannah's writing. So if you like 50 Shades of Grey, you'll also like this, but it's better. So there you go. Devil in the details. You will want to have read Deal with the Devil first. So hop onto Savannah's website, which I'm pretty sure is just w.savannahblaize. I saw it was here. And if not, we'll put links below this for you. w.savannahblaize.com. Brilliant. That's a bit of fun. Hope you're having a good night. I hope you've got a few things to distract yourself while the world flips and flops like a fish out of water. And we should have a quick song. So you haven't been seeing much of me because I'm burning off so much. But I can't burn off on Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Sundays. So normally at the end of the day, I come in when I run out of light, by which stage dinner's late and I help out with dinner, and suddenly the day's over. So apologies for not catching up with you, lots. There's been lots of things. Hey, I was going to sing then the old, my old home song, which is Show Me the Way to Go Home. I'm tired and I want to go to bed. I had a little drink about an hour ago, and it's gone right to my head. No matter where I roam, or land or sea or foam, you will always hear me singing this song. Show me the way to go. Show me the way to go. Good night. Good night, Xander. Good night, Leanna. Good night, Lo. Good night, family, friends, fremily. Wherever you are, stay safe, Good night, Melbourne. Good night, Australia. Good night, Planet Pen.